Hello, everybody. My name is Dead, as you all know. And, little shit before we start this little thing we're doing here. First things first, if my voice sounds better, it's probably because this is a new phone. I'm probably still going to be using my old phone because there's still some shit on there. I'll try to get as much shit as I possibly can back onto my new phone, so then I can still make shit. Obviously, I don't have, any of the pictures I had before, so I'm just going to try to look for them and shit like that, and then I'm going to but I'll probably still use my phone my old phone for, still some series, so if the mic, well, I'm assuming this microphone's better. I don't fucking know. Hold on, wait. Sorry about that. I was just thinking, if I'm going to be moving around a lot, I better not be in my bed because it's fucking squeaky as fuck. So, yeah. So I just moved spots. But anyway, this is a new little series. You could already tell by the title that this is not a What If series. This is one of my little tales like Horace the Thief. This is just called The Doctor. Now, this series is probably going to be a lot more shorter than the rest of my series, and also probably have a lot more longer watch time, because I'm probably not going to do it 15 minutes this time. I might do it 15 minutes, but who knows. I was thinking of doing maybe an hour, and I'm assuming what I have for a story right now, it's going to be about 3 hours long. So if I do this for an hour and the next one for an hour, then it would just be a 3-parter, you know what I mean? But I don't know. So, yeah. But welcome to this new series called The Doctor. We start our story with a man who is wearing Plague Doctor. What would you call the word? What's that word I'm looking for? Only word that's popping up in my head, which I don't even think is an actual word. Sorry about that. My brother's screaming in the background. No, it's not that word, but it's the only one that's screaming in my fucking head, and I know it's not that word. But anyway, he's just wearing shit a Plague Doctor would wear. Now, I don't give a shit if the time does not match when a Plague Doctor was around, because one, I just thought, hey, he's going to be a doctor, why not just make him a Plague Doctor? Two, fuck you. But I don't know. But I don't really know. I don't really care about timeline shit too much. Well, not timeline, more like time periods. I'm pretty sure they did not have... Well, they probably did have Plague Doctors in medieval times, just not as advanced as mine. Mine's probably just a little bit more advanced for his time. But anyway, moving on. Well, he's technically not even a Plague Doctor even. Well, he is. Well, he's more like a doctor of everything. But anyway, moving on. We see this man in, Plague Doctor clothing, walking on a dirt path, and you see in front of him you see many different houses around him. You see a house over there and a field of crops right there, a house just right, and looks to his right. There's a house. There's 2 houses in the distance, and there's just one right to his left. And he would look straight, and you'd see way in the distance a lot of lights, and just a big wall, and a big ass castle right in the center, right there. And then the man is carrying in his left hand a lantern. Jesus Christ, the only word. A lantern. In his right hand is a doctor bag, a medical bag. Jesus fucking Christ, a medical bag made of black leather. The man would continue walking, as he would come across As he would come across the house, as he looks towards the house, as he continues onto the dirt path leading to the house, as he gets closer, and once he gets to the front door, he brings up his lantern and blows it out, as he would seem to just strap it to his side. It's kind of just on his side. As the man would grab the doorknob and twist as he would walk in. He would walk into the house. I forgot to say it was fucking raining this entire time. Fuck. It was raining this entire time. God fucking damn it. The man is soaking wet as he walks into the house. As another man who seems to be sitting down in the room just right in front of him looks up towards him and looks up towards the man in the plague doctor clothing shit. As the doctor would look back at him, and they would just both kind of just look at each other for a second. As the doctor, seeming to just no longer be distracted, immediately just basically breaks the eye contact and just walks towards where the stairs are. As the man stands up and asks, "Who are you?" as the doctor would stop right before the stairs and looks towards him, and as you'd say, "A doctor." As the man would stand up and he's like, "Strange, I didn't call," as before the man can continue to speak, the doctor replies, "Fuck, hold on, I gotta remember his last name. Sorry, okay, I just need to remember." As he looks to the man, he's like, "Richard Dimpleton, I'm here to check up. I'm here to heal your sick wife." God damn it, I forgot her name. Margaret. Check up on your wife, Margaret Dimpleton. As the man now revealed to be Richard looks at him and is like, "How do you know my name, me and my wife's name?" The man replies, "I'm a doctor. I should at least know the names of my patients, plural there. Anyway, as the man continues, "But if you excuse me, I have work to do." As he would go upstairs while Richard Dimpleton would follow him. As they would go into the bedroom where you would see a woman, frail. She was frail. She was definitely very sick. It was hard. You can tell it was just by hearing the way she breathed. You could just tell she was having so much difficulty with it. As the doctor looks at her, he's like, What a poor soul. What a poor soul you are." As he slowly gets closer to the woman and puts down his medical bag, as he looks back to Richard, who's in this doorway, as he says, May I ask you to please for privacy, so I may be capable of healing your sick wife." As Richard would look onto him and hesitate to just leave because he doesn't know who this man is. All he says is that he's the doctor. No name given, nothing. But a part of him just knew that he had to give it a shot. He had to. Like, he just knew. And it's like it was basically like his last chance is what was going through his head. So he grabbed the doorknob and closed the door and left it. Left the doctor and his wife, Margaret Dimpleton, alone. An hour passes as Richard is sitting downstairs, wondering what possibly could be happening. As you would hear footsteps come back down, as the doctor would come back down with his medical bag and immediately go towards the door. As Richard would stand up and ask immediately, "How is she?" as the doctor would look towards him while opening the door. "She is healed," as he would say. "She is healed now. She should be fine. She should be fine. But I would ask you kindly to make sure she eats healthy. To eat and eat healthy and drink some water too. She was very dehydrated, and seeing how frail she was, she definitely needs some food in her stomach." As he would just leave. Richard would rush back upstairs to check on his wife. As he went in there and he would see that she seems better. She's not, obviously nothing was different about her physical state, but her breathing, she was breathing clearly now. You could tell she wasn't struggling in any way. Like her skin, everything about her seemed so much more healthier. Just the fact that she's still just fucking Jesus, frail and small. That was the only bad thing. As Richard would run back downstairs and open the door, but to see to try to give thanks to the doctor that basically saved his wife, but the doctor was already gone, disappeared into the night. We time skip to the next day. Well, morning to be more specific. No, actually, a week. We time skip a week later. We're back at the Dimpleton household, and you would see Richard. He would be a lot more happier than he used to be. He would just be there tending the crops. As you know, you would see Margaret Dimpleton open up the door. She would still be a bit more frail than regular people, but she's much healthier. She can walk, she can breathe fine. She's become a bit more thick, you know what I mean? She's no longer as frail as she used to be. You would see as you know, Richard can never thank whoever that doctor was enough that his wife is now fine. Like he couldn't be happier. Trust me. Sorry, I was thinking of shit. Hold on, give me a second. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to make sure everything's comfortable because it's not very comfortable. Oh shit, I fucking locked my elbow. But anyway, like I was saying, again, it was a week later. Margaret Dimpleton is much better now, and all that, yada yada yada. As we continue on further away from the Dimpleton household, we would come across let's say 5 kids playing. And they're all running around as, a person, again, a person in Plague Doctor Aware is coming by while holding his medical bag in his right hand and having a lantern holstered to the left side of it, to his left hip. Yeah, that's the right way of saying it. As the kids would be running around playing, as one of them would fall and scrape his knee. As you would get back up on his knee, and you would see like the scrape, and it's it's not like a really bad scrape, but it still hurts to the kid. It's like that like it's not, it's like when it's pain, it's like that certain pain, and it's not really bad to the point where you say like you yell, but you make the noise. You know what I mean? You go. As the doctor would see the kid as he would approach it, and he'd just get down, open up his, as the kids would look at the man as he would go into his medical bag and pull out some rag and seem to clean where this little scrape was, and then just cover it up with a little, basically just a Band-Aid. I don't know if they really had Band-Aids, you know what I mean? Like the kind we have where you get a little cut, you put a Band-Aid on it. I don't think they had those back then. So he just kind of just wrapped it around in a, those kind of Band-Aids. And he's like, as he would stand up, it'd be like, next time, be a little bit more careful when you're playing. As the man would grab his medical bag and continue to go on his way. As the kids would, look at the man in a bit weirdly, because, he's wearing all this weird stuff, but they would pay it no mind later and go back to playing. We continue moving on as we get to the front of the castle. As the front of the castle, sorry, not the front of the castle, the front of the castle walls, not the castle walls, just the walls of the kingdom. There we go. You have the farmland that's all outside the castle walls. You have the castle walls that protect the people inside, who are like people who have markets, shit like that. The man walks in. You would see the doctor walking in like at everyone, like people coming in and out of this wall. Some people coming out to go get luggage. People going out with horses and carriages to carry stuff, and other people going in having carriages filled with stuff, filled with products and herbs and shit like that. As the doctor would be just one with them, and no one really pays too much mind to him. He's just a plague doctor, but people still have like that kind of thing, like there's no plague around here, like why is there a plague doctor here? But again, moving on. But again, they seem to pay no mind, as the man would continue to walk, as the man would continue to go deeper into the kingdom walls, as he would be going by, as he would come up to what seems to be a person on a market, seeming to be the owner of that little market area, all stressed out as the doctor would come up to him. He's like, excuse me, as the man would look up and see the doctor and be like, as he would say, what is a plague doctor doing out? What's the plague doctor doing here? As the doctor still is like, would be like, as the doctor just says, I know that some of your men is sick and injured. May I ask you to please allow me to heal some of your workers? As the man looks at him, he's like, okay, yeah, but he's like, yeah, I would love to, but you're a plague doctor. You're not exactly meant for You're not exactly meant for. What kind of sickness? What kind of things they had? Small. What is it called again? Smallpox. I don't remember what it's called, but it's not that. You're not exactly someone who hands with like. You're more like this. Yeah, you're still a sick kind of guy. You're still a guy who handles sickness, but that's like plague. I'm pretty sure the plague is much different than the stuff they got. Stuff my guys got, and plus I don't think you can real. And plus you don't think you would know really anything about like injuries and shit like that. As the doctor would get closer to him, as he would say, may I please ask you may I please ask you to let me tend to your workers, seeming to just say the same thing, but not really paying mind to whatever he said. He's like, the man sighs to himself. He's like, fine, fine, I don't care. Do whatever you can. And he's like, hold on, follow me. As he would follow him, and you come to this kind of big building, and it seems to be this kind of building that you would just kind of put workers in. You would put workers in. This is kind of like a workers' housing. Okay, Jesus. Sorry about that. My brother was being a dickweed in the background. Anyway, what was I going to say? It seems to be this kind of place where you would hold house workers, basically. Not house workers, sorry, workers. It's basically... Jesus fucking Christ, will you ever shut the fuck up? Anyway, it's basically like... I forgot what it's called, but it's like... It's housing for workers. As the doctor would go in, as he would see people who are sick, people with injuries to injuries such as broken bones, broken legs, cuts and bruises, different kinds of sickness, different kinds of people being sick, as he said, as the man would say, as the man who runs the place would say, all right, as he would shout to everyone, as everyone would try to look towards him. People with injuries would mostly be the ones looking at him. People with sicknesses, most of the people with different kind of being sick mostly didn't even give enough energy to do it, as he's like, this guy right here says he can help you all with all your problems. As the plague doctor, fuck, I keep calling him a plague, well, he is wearing plague doctor shit, but he's just the doctor. As the doctor would not even say anything. As men would be like, it's a plague doctor. Mostly the injured men. He's like, it's a plague doctor. What would he do for us? As the doctor would speak up. Speak up. As he would say, I have tend to men with injuries. I have tend to men with broken bones, broken legs, and many different injuries. Trust me when I say I know what I'm doing. Now, for the ones with the injuries, I will have to do you second. For the people with the, because the ones that are sick have their lives on the line. Would most likely could have their lives on the line if it's not dealt with properly. Jesus fucking Christ, my brother won't shut the fuck up. Hold on. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, fuck, I already lost my spot because I was yelling at my brother. For fuck's sakes. Let's think. Hold on, give me a second. Anyway, I remember saying something about tending to this people who are sick. So that's exactly what he would do. He would first tend to the people who are sick, giving them different medicines, counting on what kind of thing they had, what kind of, disease or whatever the hell they have, virus, whatever they have. From antibiotics to other shit, what the fuck ever. It could be bacteria, could not be, I don't give a shit. I don't really know. But anyway, he treats all of them, they all don't immediately heal, but he does say that if they give it at least about a day, it should become much better and much easier to deal with, and then And for some of them, it would just be done, and for some of the other ones, they'll just have to allow their immune system to do the rest. So he would suggest most of them keep rest unless you really think you're okay, unless you're feeling fine, unless you're feeling completely fine. If you feel a little drowsy, then he suggests that you would, stay in bed and make sure it goes away. So some of them would only be about a day off. Another one will be 2 days off. Now, to get to the injured ones. By the time he gets to the injured ones, it's already becoming dark. So we skip hours later, and it's dark outside, and you would see most of the injured ones would have different things. Some people would have things stuck inside them, let's say wooden pieces that never got pulled out because they never had proper bandages or shit like that. Other ones would have broken bones that he would put. What are they called again? What's that thing called? I forgot what it's called, but it's something good for broken bones. I forgot. Hold on, give me a second. Sorry about that. But anyway, they would, all the injured men would get their stuff done, and some people were, told to stay resting for a certain amount of time. People with broken bones were a month or maybe a month or two. To people with cuts and bruises would be more like a couple days, 3 days. As the doctor would be about to leave, the man who owns the place is like, so will this really help them? And he's like, as the doctor would say, there is no such thing there is no thing I can do to make them recover immediately. I've only made it so they would recover as fast as possible. But that doesn't mean that they shouldn't have rest, or take breaks, or, get themselves injured again. You should take care of your men and make sure they're safe. You should make sure they're more safe next time before you do anything with them again. As the man left, as the doctor left, as we would skip another month. We would skip 2 months later. Sorry, not another month. 2 months later, as the men who are there are all back at their top shape, and most of them seem to be a lot more happier than before. They would most of them would say ever since that doctor came by that they feel 10 times better than they did before. And they did before they got sick. They got sick or had those injuries. Some of them say that with people with broken arms say that the doctor made their arm stronger. And others would say with their broken leg, it would make their leg stronger, stuff like that. Sorry, I was thinking. Give me a second. As we go back, anyway, but let's go back to the doctor. We go back to the doctor. You would see he's now walking outside of the kingdom walls, walking in a certain direction. As the doctor knows exactly where he is going. As the doctor would go go further and further away from the castle wall, from the walls of the kingdom, as he would get to a very small little village, basically. Still technically a part of the kingdom. It's just away from the wall. You can still see it you can still see the castle, not the castle, sorry, the kingdom's wall from a distance, but it's still pretty far. As the doctor would come by, as you would see this little village to ruins. Houses destroyed, seemed to be burned down, as you would see different people covered in different kinds of bandages and stuff like that. People who have people who seem to be coughing and wheezing from inhaling too much smoke and stuff like that. As the doctor would get there, as people would see the plague doctor come by. Sorry about that. All the people would see the plague doctor come by, and then all they would see is the plague doctor and be like, why is there, again, still being like, why is there a plague doctor here, kind of thing. Hold on, let me try to get more motivated. When I lay down, it's a little less. Anyway, sorry about that. Where was I? The same reaction with, like, the kind of thing where they're like, why the hell is there a goddamn plague doctor here? The man, as the doctor would approach what would seem to be the most injured of the man, he's covered, his left arm broken, his left arm covered in some sort of cast, some sort of thing to hold his arm up because the arm broke, as half his face is covered by bandages, and his other arm covered in bandages, and his legs. Fuck you. Sorry about that. Fuck you, Darla. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. She's such a piece of... I just fucking lit you out. Literally not even 2 goddamn seconds ago, and now you want back in. Fuck you. Jesus Christ. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I forgot. Anyway, the guy with the most injuries, with different burn blisters around him, as the doctor would come up to him and crouch down to him because he was sitting down, as the doctor would look at him, and the man would look towards the doctor and say, and the doctor would continue to say, the things that you will have on will not heal you as fast as what will not heal you anytime soon. May I please ask you to allow me to help you recover faster? As the man looks at the doctor, as the man doesn't even have enough strength to say anything, he just nods his head. As the doctor is like, thank you, as the doctor would continue to put down his medical bag and bring out certain things, as he would take off the bandages, revealing the burn blisters all over his body, as the doctor would rebandage it, but with a little something special that would help the burn blisters go away. I don't know exactly what's so good with it. But it's just some cream. It's just basically just some cream. help the burn blisters go away. And then you would continue to look at his left broken arm, which is also covered in burns, as the doctor would continue to do it, to continue to fix up everything with his arm, try to fix it up as best as possible, get the bandages all up and right, get all that stuff correct and all that. As the doctor would, once the doctor was finished, he tells the man, all right, that he has done as much as he possibly can to help him recover as fast as possible. But as he says, I have done everything I can to help you recover as fast as possible, but it would still take quite a while for you to recover. But still, it would be better than waiting as long as you would have before. As the man just looks at him, the man just looking at him, again, as I said before, he does not have enough energy to speak, as he says, "I am greatly sorry for what happened to you here." As the doctor would grab his medical bag and stand up, as he would go to other people with injuries, stuff like that, and help the rest of them out. We time skip again about 4 months later this time. The people there are no longer, the people there are rebuilt, they're healed, they're rebuilding what they can, they're recovering whatever they can from the village now, from that little village now, and trying their best to rebuild it. As you would see the man who was most injured still having the broken arm, still having a cast around his eye, because, as I said, it covered up the half of his face. I never said what was wrong with it, but I never said if it was covering up his eye. It was covering up his eye, because his eye got because half his face was fucking burnt, and his eye got really, really fucked. So he still had, but the thing about the rest of them is that, you know how he still has burn marks all over him, and he has burn marks all over his face. So you would see him; he's perfectly healed now, but he still has the thing covering up half of his face, because it's completely burnt the fuck out. So he keeps it on so people wouldn't be weirded out by his fucking burn scar. I think this might be where I end it for now. This is where this part will end. If you can't tell, the series is just basically a doctor right now. Well, right now. But I'm gonna try to get this little mini series a bit more up and going the further we get into this. So, yeah, as you can tell, a lot of time has passed. We got like a week, and then 2 like 2 months, and then 4 months, A lot of time has passed since this doctor has come to this kingdom. But anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed this part, and